What's going on, y'all? It's Tequila Beats, just call me Yak, and today we're gonna be doing a Juice Wrld like 2018, 2016, that kind of style, because I've been feeling a little bit nostalgic, I can't lie. So, I just want to show you how to do that. I've seen a lot of tutorials. It's more of like his pop stuff. We're not doing any of that. We're doing like All Girls Are the Same, that kind of style, even like the Ian Dior sound from back in the day. Let's just get into it. So first, I'm starting off with guitar, no plugins. This is one of my own guitar sounds, but essentially all we're doing is we're going down in the scale from this G to this F to this D sharp. If you look at all those Mira tutorials from back in the day, he would do this little progression like every beat, it felt like. But all we're doing is doing that chord, then we're building it up. So we got the G, just the full G minor chord, and then we're adding this F. All I really did was start off with the G, build up that chord, and then you arpeggiate it. So arpeggiating it is, instead of having this A sharp right here, you pull it over to the side, you just change it to a different spot on the grid. And when you're making these melodies, focus on having one really solid melody that your ear can keep on to. So you can hear that's mainly with this top line. So when you're making these melodies, you want to focus on having these same notes that are playing over and over again. This F, these Fs up here, you're really just having something that the listener can always gravitate towards, and it's going to be really catchy. All you really have to do is repeat the same notes over and over again, and you will get something catchy, and that's all I'm doing here. Then next I got a pad, and I basically just did the same thing. I really just copied it over, and this is what that sounds like. I was really producing back then in 2018. I swear to God, you have one of these pads in every sound. You really just get the main melody layered on top of it. Again, these are all sounds in my Omnisphere bank, just dropped it. It's R&B, but it really fits any style just because, that's how R&B sounds are. Next, I'm getting like a little choir thing. It's really just going down D, C to A sharp. But then I have another thing. It's more of like a flute sound, and you hear this in some of those beats back in the day, but we're really just trying to add really subtle but catchy melodies. So you can hear both of those played together. Like I said, it's really simple. We're just doing a lot of really small, simple, catchy melodies. You don't have to do anything too crazy. But then we got the go-to thing, which is really the bells. And I'll just let y'all hear it before I break it down. So all I'm doing is, it looks a little bit complicated. I got things all over the place. Watch those Mira tutorials. I swear to God, you can see him make his melodies. What he does, he just clicks around, gets a good top line melody, clicks around on the bottom, gets a good bottom line melody, then adds some random stuff in the middle. Like, really go watch those Mira tutorials after you watch this one, of course. But just to break it down, like I said, with the chord progression, we're going from G to F to D sharp. You can see the only difference here is we're doing a D instead of a D sharp. But you can see this G, it's really just like a G minor chord. I got the G, D, A sharp. That's the same as a G minor chord. Got the F, F, C, C. No G sharp in here. You can see that this last one kind of deviates from what I'm doing, but really all I do is I start off with the chords and then I just build off of them. So you can just hear the guitar and the bells together. You can hear that it's kind of following the same chord progression, but instead of using chords, I'm really just doing it with the melody. And it still sounds good because, as you can see in this last chord, I had this D up here. So then I throw in this sub bass, which, super clean, just following the bass notes. Then I'm throwing in a muted guitar, which is really just following the chords, like I said, the G minor, F minor, D sharp. Before we get into the drums though, the arrangement is super important. What I'm doing is I'm starting off, I'm really just having the guitar and like the kind of high lead melodies with the mute guitar. I'm not throwing in the pad, I'm not throwing in the bells, I'm not throwing in the sub bass. You want to have this transition where it's going from like, kind of like that more static, not super ambient, not super airy intro, where now you transition it into making it more floaty, kind of like those like old Bart Simpson ass, gifs and stuff. I'll just let you hear what it sounds like. Fire, bro, So what I did for the drums, I found this drum kit off Reddit. It's like Jay Mizzy, the best drum kits. You just got, these are free. I hope I didn't steal these, and it really just has a lot of the sounds that Mira used. So I'm really getting this 808, and I'm just doing a little simple bass pattern where I'm following the bass notes. And I'll just let y'all hear the drums. So the key to this Nick Mira, Juice WRLD bounce is you get a distorted 808, just follow the basses, and you really love this pattern, the bum, 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 bum. That kind of rhythm right here, that was like kind of the staple of all those Juice WRLD beats. Then you come to the hi-hats. You really just come here, you just go to fill each two-step, and then you add in some little rolls in between. Again, with these Juice WRLD beats, it's really more about the artists and the guitars, so you don't go too crazy on the drums. You really just want it to be really simple, really bouncy, and you don't want to do hi-hat rolls all over the place. But then you also got to throw in some random perks. I got a little snap here, a little crash, kind of staple. But then you really just lay it out, put the drums on, you're basically done. So man, if y'all like this tutorial, man, I love making this beat. I love that old, 2016, 2018 Juice WRLD type sound, because it's really kind of what got me into making music. I got all the Nick Mira clone, people used to say I look like Nick Mira. I'll show you some Instagram DMs from back in the day. But I love making this beat, and I hope y'all check out my other videos. And I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.